Welcome back to Warzone and welcome aboard the CA Lorraine here in a very nice match on the Emperor's Garden map. And today I want to talk about how to do the festive quests. Now I think the planes are self-explanatory. They're best to be done in RRB, and for tanks it's a bit more challenging due to one mechanic that I spoke of once, and that is the spawn point, score point system that usually is in your disfavor in a tank. So you have 5 tasks per 2 days, I guess, of which you have to fulfill 3. So it's relatively generous by Gaijin, I guess. And they are the following. The first one is destroy 40 player controlled vehicles for tanks. And all the stuff you have to do is, for all the 5 tasks, to do it in a tier 3 rank vehicle or higher. So for player controlled vehicles, you get a multiplier by 2 for tank RB. For simulator battles, it's actually ×3. So in effect, if we play tank RB, we just have to kill 20 players, and that's doable in 2 days. Then the second one will be the major kind of point of discussion for today's video. That is gain 2018 scores in 8 battles. So we have to do it 4 times because there is another multiplier by 2. Destroy 11 player controlled vehicles using tank in 1 battle. Again, a multiplier by 2 for RB and SB ×3. So this is not that easy to do, but this is something that I kind of also look for, and I managed to do that as well. You might think about going into simulator battles, but be aware that it has to be done with a tier 3 tank or higher. Then gain supporting fire achievement 5 times. I think this is something that is very good for teamwork. So somebody hits the tank and tracks him or something, the other one kills him, and you get supporting fire. I guess it's difficult to do, but with the team effort you can do it, so squatting up in your clan or whatnot. But I did not get it once so far by playing solo. Gain 10 victories, again without a multiplier, again ground vehicles rank 3 to rank 6, and battle activity has to be 70%. If you manage to do the 2018 score in 8 battles before that, obviously you don't have to fulfill it, but I think it's safe explanatory. And again, I think you have to end the match with a tier 3 tank or higher. So as you can see here in the background, I flanked hard, I killed some oblivious tanks, I kind of retreat from this Black Prince, I guess, and I am down to 4 crew members, and I actually killed here the Vickers MBT. So that leads just to the major discussion. When you manage to get 20 kills in your tanks, that's fine. Then I guess in 1 battle you have to play to get 6 kills, so ace +1, in 1 tank. There are certain tanks that excel at doing this, you know, your usual steel clubbing vehicles, I guess a Hellcat or a KV-1B, something like that. 10 victories is also doable, but the major discussion point about this 2018 score points is about that. How to get 2018 scores. As we can see, by just killing tanks, it's not that easy to achieve because you have to kill so many enemy tanks. It's unbelievable. How to get score points? Well, for instance, capping a capture zone, a single one, gives you 300 score points, regardless of your participation in it. So you just have to participate in the capture. Even if your entire team is in the capture zone, you also get 300 points, as well as if you would solo cap it. So this is very important. Then getting shot at gives you points, killing tanks gives you points, hitting tanks gives you points, shooting down aircraft gives you points, but just killing the enemy doesn't give you enough. I mean, look at this, I killed 5 tanks and I didn't even exceed 1,000 score points. So what does Gaijin expect me to do? To really kill 11, 12, 13, 15 tanks to fulfill it, but I have to fulfill it 4 times. So this is nothing that I would recommend. Instead, the secret dark tip, and after like 5 minutes of rambling I finally get to it, is to get enough spawn points to get into an aircraft and still have enough spawn points left before you go into the aircraft to guarantee a respawn in a tank. So because it's still kind of broken with aircraft, and if you kill 1 or 2 tanks with bombs, rockets, machine guns, doesn't matter, or shoot down an aircraft preferably, it gives you so many points that with, I think, 3 kills in a plane, you can guarantee your 2018 score points. Yeah, let's just quickly kill this T-95 from the rear. And yeah, 6 kills so far. And we're capturing the zone. I just go to the other side to not get shot and killed while I'm capping. That would be unfortunate. I mean, I have enough spawn points at this point in time to do it, 1300 to be exact. So capturing the zone would put me at 1600. But this is late game. There are not that many enemy tanks left alive. However, at this point in time, for me personally, it's still kind of thinkable. But there is no second spawn, no second capture zone on this map that could be decapped and recapped by me. So the enemy has to obviously help you a little bit by decapturing the zone. So kind of enemy teamwork, whatever. And that's the secret plan. So again, I think it's important to notice that you have to end the battle in a tier 3 tank. So once you go into the battle in an aircraft, you must not miss the chance to bail out and respawn in a tank. Preferably if you're winning the match, because you know you must not throw the match, at least in my opinion. You still have to go for the victory. Here I get rocketed, and I got 7 kills now. I got a lot of points, and it's under 1800 for 7 kills and 1 capture zone. And the repair time is too long. This is a good time to bail out. And yeah, also can guarantee somewhat does the enemy getting some spawn points to respawn to give me another target. I'm using here the 84 with bombs and rockets. It has a great loadout, fantastic. It's already spaded, so this is why I usually don't use planes in air or in tank RB. But we will come to this back in a moment when I talk in the second battle that I will show you, because I want to show you 2 battles in the tank so you can see that it is not a one thing off. How to do it. People say that CAS is bad, it's dead, it's broken, and Gaijin has ruined one of the great points of combined arms. I say nonsense. Every nation, even the Japanese, with the exclusion here of Italy, of course, has fantastic planes for ground striking. Some nations are obviously harder and some are better than others. But for getting 1-2 kills maybe with an aircraft, you can even use some medium bombers, like for example a Dojo and 17 drop your 1-ton bombs and you most likely get a kill. And that's all you need. You don't have to get like 5 kills, it's just 1 or 2. So I fire here the rockets, but it was kind of a bit of an overkill. I just wanted to track him with the rockets, and I dropped the big bomb as well. So that kill alone now gave me over 2018 points. So 2018 score points. And so I don't really care about dying too much. I just have the task in mind. So I happily trade with this M42 Duster for my 9th kill and 2 ground strikes. And that run alone gave me 650 score points for just 2 kills. Just, you know, really dumb gameplay, and I'm spawning in an SPA, and that's actually it. So at this point in time, no much more will be done on my behalf. I actually just wait for the end of the match. Quick look at the post-battle results tells us nearly 60,000 silver lines, 4,600 score points. Yeah, a lot of awards. But the most important is I got over 2,000 score points, 2018 to be exact. Not so easy to do in Tank RP. But let's have a look at yet another battle to confirm that it's not a fluke or that I just was lucky. Yeah, so let's get into it. And again, The battle begins uncut. I just increase my sound volume here a little bit. It was too silent at the time of recording. Not so much for you guys. You will hear most likely barely any difference, I guess. So, and off we go, and this time we have 3 capture zones, and again I go for the very same route as before, and again I I use the CA Lorraine because it is so damn quick. I have not made a video about it, but be aware that I will make one, because I think this is an absolute ridiculous vehicle when it comes to the mobility. And this tank is still pretty much stock, so it's far from being fully upgraded, but the most important parts are done, I guess. I mean, it's a pretty nice stock vehicle. Even then, the horsepower to ton ratio is way above 20 horsepower to ton ratio. You just have to care about the tracks, the brake system, adjustment of fire, and the elevation mechanism, maybe even the crew replenishment, and yeah, the other engine upgrades are not that important, but obviously much nicer. So here I have to expect somebody rushing down this road. So I have, it's kind of a gamble, but it's a high risk, high reward gameplay, I'd say. And yeah, let's see how it goes. So we barely get up this slope. I maybe just went the wrong route. So yeah, it's not yeah. So we are up that slope, doesn't really matter, and in the background you can see something is falling off the hill, and it's a Hellcat, and yeah, my gun is too depressed, and he hits my driver and my gunner, which is a shame. I do not even have a machine gun to shoot back. At around about this point, his second shot comes, but he doesn't manage to kill me. Now I have the time to make the killing blow and to hull break him. Now this Sherman in the background to my left has seen that drama unfolding. He probably has seen the ping on the minimap, and he most likely is about to investigate it. Now I already have around about a 12-second reload by default, and with just 2 crew members it gets even longer. So what to do? Yeah, by myself sometime. I expect him to directly charge at me, but he thinks that I'm still behind that ridgeline, so I reverse. Fantastic French reverse gear. And yeah, he screws up, and we do a lot of damage with that one shot, but sadly we don't kill him. It was a not so nice side shot, bad angle for one-shotting him with an AP shot. But again, I move around. I have seen that I crippled his turret rotation ring, and yeah, that allowed me to go around him, and potentially at this point in time I could have one-shot him. So we are kind of in the lead, but I think about bailing out. The vehicle is no longer really that nice to drive around, and so I think about bailing out. But there is a capture zone that guarantees me 300 score points and spawn points. So regardless of what I have achieved up until this point, I can do better with just capping this point. It just gives me so much more security, because if you go into a plane and you immediately screw up, you have thrown the battle. But you know, you just can spend this additional like half a minute. The battle is still in the kind of beginning, and we have captured the zone. So that is of course beneficial. We bail out of the vehicle, and we just think about where could be the target. So C is in the enemy's hands, so most likely the guys at C went around to go for either B, or they went to our capture zone, or spawn zones rather, to get some nice easy kills from behind. Now the important part is also to read the kill messages. How many enemy planes are in the air? How active is enemy SPA? All those factors are important. Now, while we are going towards the combat zone, let's talk about the air missions. And I think they are much easier to achieve, at least what I can recall. So for pilots, Again, we have somewhat the same conditions. You have 5 possible tasks and you have to fulfill 3 of them per 2 days, and you have to do it with a tier 3 plane or higher. Destroy 30 player controlled vehicles. Again, multiplier by 2, so 15 in realistic battles. Gain 2018 score points in 7 battles. Again, multiplier by 2, so 4 realistic battles. Just strafing some SPA and AAA gives you easy access to 2018 score points. Again, destroy 11 player controlled vehicles using aircraft in 1 battle. And there is a multiplier by 4. And multiplier 6 for simulator battles. That means shoot down 3 aircraft in a realistic battle and be done with it. Meanwhile, you can also harvest some 2018 score, and you know, you have pretty much done a lot of damage to the enemy and have already fulfilled a lot of conditions. And meanwhile, we are kind of circling around meaningless in the 84 Skyraider. At this point in time, I'm a bit nervous if I can actually achieve this kind of score and to not get shot down before that, because again, there are not that many enemy tanks around here. So we kind of see SPA, but at this point in time, you know, SPA is kind of a difficult thing to attack. Sometimes they shoot you down before you can kill them. And I can see that there is a P-47. That was a P-47 attacking a BE-6. You know, Russian balance just hit hard. And we kind of go in again. So what can we do? Yeah, I saw there was a Sherman somewhere, and is he still there? Yeah, there he is. Okay, so we make another loop, and you know, the Skyraider, despite its heavy bomb load and rocket load, is kind of still able to turn somewhat. There is an enemy plane incoming. Again, situational awareness is very important, and he doesn't go into head-on, so we just spray into his rough direction and we hit him. So that guarantees us more or less a kill assist. Again, a lot of spawn points and score points. So where is this Sherman? There he is. There he is. So again, I use in imaginary, we want to use the rockets to track him, and we do that. We drop the bombs, and yes, we killed him. 4 kills. So is this enough? Yeah, it's enough. So at this point in time, I could just leave the plane, which I do, and join again the battle in a tank. Again, a light tank, at least rank 3, would guarantee you an entry together with an SPA, because they require not a lot of score points, or spawn points rather, of which I have plenty at this point in time. And again, I not just win the battle, I also made some tank kills. And yeah, I think this is a very, very good result. As before, at this point in time, I'm just waiting the match to end, because we already have won. We have all the capture zones. There are just 1 or 2 enemy players left alive. So again, I cut it. And this was actually the last battle that I need to unlock the British rank 2 light tank, which is a wielded light tank, in fact, which is the AEC Mark II. And it also is one of the few, if not the only, British tanks that actually can spot. So, which is really, really nice and a good addition for the British. Get this tank, you can somewhat up tier it. Again, Gaijin has to work around on the driving model, but it's a tier 2 premium tank and it can spot. So that is the battle for me today, the battles rather. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more. I hope you appreciated my effort and this video. Again, give it a like, and we'll see each other on the battlefields of War Thunder.